I would describe the spelling bee as challenging.
In one word, I'd describe the spelling bee as tough.
Exciting, because I like spelling.
It's a great opportunity for the kids. OPPORTUNITY, opportunity.
You want to be absolutely perfect, because if you make one simple mistake, everything's over.
This is my first spelling bee. I'm a bit nervous.
I'm really excited because I like spelling, and I'm really excited to be in the bee, but I'm also a little nervous because it's kind of like a test.
NERVOUS.
My worst fear about the spelling bee is just that I'd get up to the microphone and then just not say anything, like completely paralyzed by stage fright.
I actually enjoy being on stage, but like if I get nervous, my brother's teacher told me to just close my eyes and say, I can do it.
Slab.
Can you repeat the word?
Slab.
SLAB.
Correct.
This word has a homonym, pear. It is a noun. The fleshy oblong fruit of a tree that is generally larger at one end and has grit cells throughout the flesh.
Pear. P-E-A-R. Pear. Canoe. C-A-N-O-E. Canoe.
Melted. MELTED. GOLDEN. Golden.
Mutter. MUTTER.
TALENT.
ANYWAY.
ONION. Onion. FROCK.
P-E-T-E. Pete. T-E-A-M-E-D. Teamed.
PRONE.
GUBER. Goober.
NEATEN. Neaten.
Correct.
Sprite. It is a noun, elf, or fairy.
Sprite. SPRITE.
Correct.
Okay, I'm ready to start, I think. Wait, smile?
Yep, smile, and you can go whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. My name is Rachana. I'm a 4th grader who goes to Paxonia Elementary School. Rachana. R-A-C-H-A-N-A. Make sure they can hear my jingling. No, let's do that again. My favorite word is splendiferous, and it means marvelous, wonderful. An example of a sentence with splendiferous could be, what seemed to be a splendiferous idea quickly turned into a disaster. Splendiferous. SPLENDIFEROUS. I have never been to a spelling bee before because I'm the youngest legal age to compete in the spelling bee, I think. I was really good at spelling in 3rd grade, and I was spelling words like beret and monochrome and effervescent. And my teacher said that I was a natural at spelling. And now I'm in a spelling bee. Well, I'm pretty excited, but also pretty nervous. I'm feeling really mixed emotions. Mixed? Alright, mixed. M-I-X-E-D. I already have a lot of things to do, and I'm a really busy person. So overall, I can only really study 2 to 3 hours per week, which I feel like is not a lot. I mixed it up. Let's try that again. All right, try it again. All right. Wait, whenever you're ready. I guess I like going to the library to read books in front of a fish tank. I guess it's a little bit more entertaining when you're doing it in front of fish because, you know, fish audience. And, like, it's so fun. And it's fun to read it aloud. I just spit. accidentally. So it's fun to read it aloud because, you know, it feels like the fish is your audience. And it doesn't matter if, like, you mess up or something, the fish are still gonna enjoy it, I guess, because, you know, they're fish. I like to put on puppet shows. I still haven't mastered controlling the puppets. I'm pretty much just a beginner at that. I kind of just do it for fun, and if something goes wrong, then that's okay. I just build around it. My biggest fear about the spelling bee is if I don't pay attention and then I spell a word wrong. My goal is top 10. I actually enjoy being on stage. But like if I get nervous, my brother's teacher told me to just close my eyes and say I can do it.
Foothills.
FOOTHILLS. Foothills. QUART.
BLIZZARD.
FURNACE. Furnace.
LACTOSE.
OUNCE. Ounce.
Correct.
RAISIN.
Usher. USHER. Usher.
Divine. DIVINE. Divine.
EIGHTH.
Correct.
Publish. PUBLISH.
Hi, my name is Elise Hawk, and I'm in 6th grade at Northern Middle School. ELYSE. I want to teach kindergarten when I grow up. I've just always loved the idea of helping younger kids explore and learn as they're growing. TEACHER. School is my second favorite place in the world, being my first favorite place being the library. A library is a place full of wonder and adventures where there's books on the shelves, but under each cover of the book there's a different story just waiting for somebody to get lost in it. A good author has the ability to transport you into the story, and you're not reading, you're in the story, you're experiencing it with the characters. You're not just like watching them like they're in an aquarium. I'd say reading is delightful. DELIGHTFUL. I've been playing the violin since the beginning of 4th grade. I've just thought it was a really pretty instrument and that it sounded good. And I just like the ability to make music and play around with melody and things like that. I've been crocheting since the beginning of the school year. I don't make anything really other than hats. I've made 2 scarves, I think. I just like the feeling of doing something with your hands and doing something productive at the same time. I would say spelling bee is probably exciting because I like spelling. EXCITING. I want to be in the spelling bee, and that's all that really matters to me. It doesn't really matter whether or not I place, but just the fact that I get to do this is probably the reason why.
Rugby.
Rugby. RUGBY. Rugby.
Crumpet.
CRUMPET. Camcorder. CAMCORDER.
Stage struck.
Stage struck. STAGESTRUCK. Stage struck.
SPANGLED. Spangled.
VARNISH. Varnish.
Correct.
MESSAGE. membership. Membership.
Physical. PHYSICAL. Physical.
Correct.
Failure. FAILURE. Failure.
Snippet. SNIPPET.
VAULT. Vault.
Lettuce.
Correct. Correct.
Barbie.
Correct.
Praise.
Correct.
Evildoer.
Correct.
Flat.
Correct. Correct.
SEQUAL. Sequel.
Parasite.
Pendragon.
Definition, please.
A chief leader among the ancient British chiefs.
PENDRAGON. Pendragon.
Correct.
Hello, I'm Van Reiner, and I'm in 7th grade at Reynolds Middle School. VAN. I like the word piratical. It takes the aspects of pirates, but also makes it sound like 80s slang. It's totally piratical, you know? It's PIRATICAL. This is my first spelling bee. I'm a bit nervous. Obviously, I feel prepared, but there's always possibilities. NERVOUS. I feel like there's a lot at stake here. It's my first, so I want to make sort of a good impression. I like reading because it's sort of like going to another world without really going to another world. It makes me feel, well, like you said, lost, but not really. More so found. I like to paint miniatures. I've been doing so for about a year, and yeah, it's very fun. It's a nice way to relax using lots of different brushes and textures, and yeah, it's relaxing. I feel like it's a good form of expression in art. I'm thinking about maybe being a psychologist. I've been studying a lot of philosophy, moral philosophy. PSYCHOLOGIST, I believe. I feel like a lot of my intelligence is emotional intelligence, and I think that would help me in the psychology field because I'd be able to connect with people and help them. I'm going to try my best to move on. I want to make it far enough that I can feel proud with myself, but I also don't want to get eliminated too quick because, fear of humiliation.
Votive.
Votive. VOTIVE. Votive.
Respite. RESTP. IT.
AFORESAID. Aforesaid. UNREMITTING.
Abominable. ABONINABLE. Abominable.
Wolfsbane.
Wolfsbane. WOLFSBANE. Wolfsbane.
DAWDY. SQUEAMISH. CARRIAGE.
TERRARIUM. Terrarium.
Churchianity. CHURCHIANITY. Churchianity.
Reprieve. REPRIEVE. Reprieve.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I am in 7th grade. I go to Infinity Charter School. MICHELLE. My favorite word is cat because it's my favorite animal and it's simple. And even though I spell, I just like it because it's simple and not very complicated. CAT.
Do you have cats?
No, sadly. I have one pet. His name is Hunter, and he's a snapping turtle. He doesn't like being carried out of his tank, and I feel like he feels kind of trapped, and I want to make some kind of area where he can go around, but usually I just try to pet his shell and maybe touch his snout, but otherwise I can't really play with him or anything. And he's lived for 20 years now, so yeah. I like to ice skate, play piano. I just like playing it. It's just fun to play some music. When I find a song that I like to play, then I just practice it, and then I like to listen to myself playing it. It just helps my mind get off like things that I don't want to think about. I like skating because you can practically do whatever you want, and then once you learn a skill, I like that sense of achievement that you get. So that's why I like skating, and sometimes you feel like you're flying. Everyone wants to go to the Olympics, and that's my dream too, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get there, so I'll just go as far as I can and then stop. I would describe the spelling bee as challenging. CHALLENGING. I'm not too worried or over happy about it. It's just I hope I don't get last.
I lost track. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay.
CAUSTIC. Caustic.
Bulbous. BULBOUS.
Cambio. CAMBIO. Cambio.
Sylvia was delighted by a rendition of the Flintstones theme music played on a lithophone made of Petoskey stones.
LYTHAPHONE. Lithophone.
Perilous. PERILOUS. Perilous.
Correct.
Grieful.
GRIEFUL.
Succulent. SUCCULENT. Succulent.
Correct.
Condensation. CONEPO.
TOINTOR.
FEIT.
ARSU.
PULSION.
Correct.
May I please use the bathroom? BRAVODO. Bravado.
ONCHO. Oncho. PORTENTOIS. T-U-S.
C-R-I-T-E-R-I-A. Criteria.
Correct.
My name is Malachi Henson, and I'm in 8th grade at Mannheim Central Middle School. M-A-L-A-C-H-I. So I was in the spelling bee last year when it was online. I misspelled Flavito. I spelled it F-L-E-V-I-T-O. It's supposed to be spelled F-L-A-V-E-D-O. Think I placed 7th. I had the opportunity to skip a grade this year, but I was like, no, I want to do the spelling bee another year. And because my friends are cool. Hi. My favorite word is hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliaphobia for 2 reasons. One, because it's a really long word and I like really long words. And the other reason is that it's basically useless as a word because it means the fear of long words. So no one who has it could ever say it because it's a long word. Hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliaphobia. A-L-I-A-P-H-O-B-I-A. I definitely like reading, and I like to do like recreational math a lot. I like that there's just always one right answer, and you are able to get there however you want, and it's up to you to solve the problem, and it feels really good when you get it right. I've been wrestling for 2 years now. It's your strength and your wits, and then whatever happens, it happens. In one word, I'd describe the spelling bee as tough. T-O-U-G-H. There's a lot of components going into that, the amount of hours you put it into the studying, and then just trying to remember all that when you're out there on the stage, everybody's looking at you, and you're trying to just put the words together. My worst fear about the spelling bee is just that I'd get up to the microphone and then just not say anything, like completely paralyzed by stage fright. I'm hoping I can do better this year. I've been studying really hard, and I'm just really excited to get back into this again. It was a really fun experience last year, and I'm glad it's in person so I can experience it.
T-A-M-A-R-I-T-Y. Temerity. Assailant. A-S-A-I-L-A-N-T.
Beneficent. B-E-N-E-F-I-C-E-N-T. Beneficent.
Correct.
K-N-A-R-L-E-D. Gnarled.
Cornucopia. C-O-R-N-U-C-O-P-I-A. Cornucopia.
Correct.
H-E-R-B-A-C-O-U-S.
E-P-I-D-E-R-M-I-S. Epidermis.
S-U-B-M-E-R-S-I-B-L-E. Submersible.
Correct.
F-A-B-U-L-I-S-T. Fabulist.
Correct.
Hi, my name is Sibby. I'm in 8th grade and I go to Eagleview Middle School. S-I-B-I. My favorite word is flabbergasted because it's just a fun word to say, and I like how it's kind of like you're speechless, and that's kind of me half the time. So F-L-A-B-B-E-R-G-A-S-T-E-D. Flabbergasted. So in 7th grade, my sister, Sarabi, she won this spelling bee and she went to nationals. And it was really exciting to watch that. When I did the spelling bee in 6th grade, it was virtual, yeah. I was 3rd place in 6th grade. Yeah, when I heard the bell ding, I was a little sad, but overall I was pretty happy and proud of myself because I'd made it pretty far. Ding! Ding! I like drawing and I like making music. At first, I was pretty bad at drawing, but then I stuck with it, and eventually I got better and better at it. And it's really fun to keep practicing because as you get better, you can track that in like a book. And so it's really interesting to see your progress. I've played guitar for like the past 2 or 3 years, and I started piano a year before that. And so I've been playing since then, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. Music, it's kind of like a stress reliever, so like it's really fun to play, and when I play, like there's no distractions, there's nothing else to think about, and so it's just really calming. I probably want to be an engineer when I grow up because I like building things and putting things together. I like taking things apart too. I like seeing how things work, so I think being an engineer would be a good fit for me. It's mostly adrenaline, so like I'm really excited because I like spelling, and I'm really excited to be in the bee, but I'm also a little nervous because it's kind of like a test almost, and like if I mess up it might be a little depressing. DEPRESSING. Well, I hope to make it into the top 10, and if I can accomplish that, then I'll slowly raise my goals until I either drop out or I win.
Entree.
Entree. E-N-T-R-E-E. Entree.
Correct.
Calabash. C-A-L-A-B-A-S-H. Calabash.
Frittata. F-R-E-T-A-D-A.
C-U-P-O-L-A. Cupola.
Peradventure. P-E-R-A-D-V-E-N-T-U-R-E. Peradventure.
P-E-C-U-N-I-A-R-Y. Pecuniary.
Correct.
I'm Kenzo. I'm in 8th grade, and I'm in Lamberton Middle School in Carlisle, PA. K-E-N-Z-O. My favorite word is Seishura or Seishura. There's 2 pronunciations. I found it from a book called Fairy Tale by Stephen King, and it was a really cool word. It's like a middle or interruption in the middle of a line. It's very popular in like orchestra or like musical stuff. C-A-E-S-U-R-A. I really like reading because it basically puts you in a different dimension, I guess. Like everything around you doesn't really matter, and it's all about the words put in the book, and it makes you imagine the surroundings of the book, and the main character, it shows how they feel, and it kind of reflects on your character as well, on what type of books you like. So I'd say I've been playing basketball for 7 years. I really like basketball because it's always been a sport that I think has been mesmerizing. Like watching basketball players, like NBA players, play and be like masterful in the game, and it makes you want or more motivated to be in the game. I like playing video games with my friends a lot. So it takes stress away from me because it also feels, it's like reading. It makes me go into a different dimension. It makes me more focused, I guess. And when I'm playing with friends, I get loud sometimes. So yeah, it's really fun to play with friends. It's never a disappointment. I want to be an engineer. I don't know specifically what engineer, but I really like to do math. It's always been my best subject, so I think engineering is the way to go for me. E-N-G-I-N-E-E-R.
If you could use one word to describe the spelling bee, what would that be?
I'd say it's nerve-wracking because you feel confident for like a long time, and then when the time comes, you don't want to mess up anything. You want to be absolutely perfect because if you make one simple mistake, everything's over. So that's why I'd say it was nerve-wracking. I think I'm pretty confident in this. I've been studying a lot, so I have a lot of prep for this. For the biggest hope for the spelling bee, I'd hope to win because of the amount of time I put in, so it'd be a letdown if I didn't get too far.
Rustication.
Rustication. R-U-S-T-I-C-A-T-I-O-N. Rustication.
Correct.
B-E-T-H-E-S-D-A. Bethesda.
Cicada. C-I-C-A-D-A. Cicada.
Rosin. R-O-S-E-N. Rosin.
Propinquity. P-R-O-P-I-N-Q-U-I-T-Y. Propinquity.
Correct.
Umpirage.
Umpirage. U-M-P-I-R-A-G-E. Umpirage.
Correct.
D-E-R-R-I-L-I-C-K-E-D.
P-O-T-A-S-S-I-U-M. Potassium.
I-S-O-T-O-P-I-C. Isotopic.
C-H-R-Y-S-A-L-I-S. Chrysalis.
Correct.
E-S-T-U-A-R-Y.
M-Y-L-A-R. Mylar.
Planogram.
Excision. E-X-C-I-S-I-O-N. Excision.
Correct.
Mauve. M-A-U-V-E. Mauve.
T-E-T-E-N-U-S. Tetanus.
Rutabaga.
Rutabaga. R-U-T-E-B-A-G-A. Rutabaga.
Correct spelling is R-U-T-A-B-A-G-A.
Catalepsy.
Catalepsy. May I have the definition?
A trance-like state of consciousness, such as that occurring in a type of schizophrenia that is marked by a loss of voluntary motion and a fixed posture in which the limbs remain in whatever position they are placed.
Catalepsy. C-A-T-A-L-E-P-S-Y. Catalepsy.
That's correct.
Now, possibly the championship word is acacia.
Acacia. May I have the definition?
Any plant of the genus of woody plants of warm regions having pinnate leaves and white or yellow flower clusters.
Acacia. A-C-A-C-I-A. Acacia.
That's correct.
Congratulations,
Thank
Kenzo.
I feel absolutely amazing. It's such an honor to win the spelling bee. I didn't expect to win. I expected to get into top 10 or top 5, but I didn't expect to win. There's so many good competitors out there, and they were really tough, and I'm surprised I won against them. So I'm really lucky, and I'm really happy right now. It was a lot of studying and a lot of hard work, and I'm glad it paid through. I'm excited going to the National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I can't wait to go there.